ladies and gentlemen.
Yo, you on mute, my boy.
What's happening, Rob?
There you go.
I
There
had a
you
whole intro ready. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
go.
It happens. What I was gonna say was because I'm back, my voice is back. I'm better than ever, and I feel like the people didn't get it the last time. I was gonna say, "Yo, baby, how we feeling, man?"
Hey, we back at it once again. We got a draft night, so I had to put on the hat of a champion. You
No,
understand me?
no, I had to put on the hat of a real Chicago basketball team. Chi-Town, stand up, baby. Sky-Town, let's go. But man, we got an amazing show for you guys tonight. I'm excited about it. Rob's excited about it. We're just kicking it, man. We're just having a good time. It's really what tonight's episode is about. Is really just showing you guys that we're not just here feeding you the stats. It matters at the end of the day, but it's also week 3. We gotta have some fun. We gotta make this entertaining. It's gonna be a long season. We got a lot of
Long.
people talking about Milwaukee, talking about Boston, talking about Denver with Jamal Murray missing a few weeks. We got the Warriors getting back in blood, going back to back. Klay Thompson's back at it. Andrew Wiggins is looking nice. And Steph is making it look Stepherless. I mean,
MVP,
really quick.
the chef, the
Come on.
chef is
Come on.
cooking.
Talk your stuff, Rob. Talk to me a little bit really quick before we get into the topics tonight. Really quick, I just want to hear from you, man, because so many questions this offseason about what the Warriors were going to do. You excited, man? How we feeling the first 3 weeks?
Oh, I'm excited. I already told people what it was. Once coaching finally listened to your boy and put CP3 on the bench and realized that you got a caliber point guard that can run your second unit, a lot of people have now been saying, "Oh, this second unit can compete with everybody." They second unit look like a first unit. That's all I'm saying, man. Warrior, you cannot count out the heart of a champion. That's all.
Hold on. Let me get the he said
Warrior,
Warrior. Cling the
come out
bottles.
and play.
That shit was terrifying to me as a kid. I can't lie to you, bro. I'd be like, no, I ain't messing with that. I ain't messing with that. But ladies and gentlemen, we got a show tonight. We got a special show tonight that I feel like is going to have to come down to the wire.
Yeah,
The fans are gonna vote. I'm
yeah,
excited to see what you guys think. Mike
yeah.
versus Rob, NBA draft, starting 5, no 6-man. Actually, Rob, do you want to add a
One
6-man?
on one with the great one. No, we're gonna keep it 5 on
5 on 5.
5.
All right. I'm just, I'm
Because
just
if
curious. I'm
you
just
want me
curious.
to pick a full 10, I'll go crazy.
Oh man, full
You know
team is
what? I don't
different
know if
though.
you want that smoke. If you want me
Well,
to
you
pick a
you know
full
why I'll
10.
lose for a full team though, right? Because you
Why
know
is
I'm
that?
gonna take Derek. You know I'm gonna take Derek, and I'm
I
gonna
don't
lose.
know. You need to stop thinking with your heart.
I
Think
need to
with your
stop doing
mind.
that. I just want you to know right now, my fantasy basketball team, Guns N' Roses, led by John Morant and Derrick Rose, is 0-3 going into the season. So we are not. But you know what it is? It's Devin Booker. Devin Booker's selling me, bro. He's totally selling me.
Well,
He's
he's not
injured.
playing.
But that you're selling me. You know what I mean? Like,
He's not playing.
killing me, killing me,
These
killing me.
guys,
Luka's
hey,
carrying.
Luca is scary in general. I mean, I don't know what it is about when Luca play the Clippers. He get excited. It's like
Yeah.
he want to go crazy against Kawhi Paul
Something
George.
had to have been said, I feel
So
like.
somebody said something. It
Somebody.
got under Luca's skin because every time he see them, he take it personal. I wish I had the scene from NBA Tonight and Kendrick Perkins saying this is what the Clippers do to the Mavericks do to the Clippers. And he grabbed his chair, took off his belt, and was like, "Did I tell you not to do that? No, I'm telling you, that's what the Mavericks just spank on the Clippers every time. Hey, shout out to Kendrick Perkins. That was hilarious. And it brought Matt Nasty flashbacks. I'm telling you.
Hey,
I
a
used to get
rare
my ass
Kendrick
whooped.
Perkins dub. A rare dub from Kendrick Perkins. Half the time Perk says something, I'm like, come on, man. But every now and again, he gets me. Every now he's
Nah,
like that uncle you got. He's
nah.
sometimes he's funny, sometimes
In the words of Jim Ross, boy, that was an old down south ass whooping what the Mavericks did to the Clippers.
on the real.
That was bad.
On the real. But man, we got an amazing show for you guys tonight. Before we get into anything, we got to give a word from our sponsors, Bench Mob Chicago. You can always check them out on Bench Mob Chicago on Instagram or benchmob.com, where you can get all your Chicago Bulls merch. Rob and I wear the dopest and the illest hoodies, the dopest beanies, red and black. Don't matter which one you want to rock, you can rock all three. And I heard there's making a white one very soon, so it's going to be exciting to see what we're going to be. I don't know what happened. Mike went down for a second. I unplugged.
All good.
We're just rocking out. But you can get this Shy Slamma Jamma t-shirt and a bunch of other things as well. On top of going on their Instagram right now and checking out their page, they do things like Shy Slamma Jamma Player of the Night with the nastiest dunk. The other night was Zach LaVine with an amazing windmill. That's that one time I'll give him his flowers. You can also check out game lines, game day acquisitions, and a bunch of other things as well. It's going to be a lot of fun to see what they're going to be able to do. And of course, my favorite segment, Bench Mobber of the Night, the best bench mob player, the best Bulls player coming off the bench. Lately, Patrick Williams. Patrick Williams has been doing some things off the bench. We're going to get into that a little bit later. I'm proud of him because, man, that starting unit, it was not it, my brother. So getting into it, though. Let's do it, baby. Like I said earlier, we want the fans to vote. So if you're listening to this, we're going to post this on Facebook, YouTube, and Spotify later. We're going to have the segment included. We need all the fans to vote in the comments. So make sure you comment, Mike or Rob, on whose team is the best starting five. Rob and I are going to be playing rock, paper, scissors. It was Rob's idea. I said we were going to flip a coin. I don't even know how that was going to go. I was going to say I won no matter what. But, man, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to do a starting five. Whose team is the best? Now, don't just base it off of.
It's going to be me.
Who's got the best players?
Yeah.
Based off of who plays the best together. So that's definitely a part of it that I think is going to make it very interesting.
Yeah.
Rob, you ready for this?
I'm ready. Hey, are you ready?
I need to add because I'm
they call me GM Rob.
Listen, but here's something more important than being a GM. Is how you play and fuck around and play rock, paper, scissors. I'm north side, you south side. Do y'all go on three or do y'all go on go?
Rock, paper, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors. All right. I gotta know. Because sometimes you get a
motherfucker. Rock, paper, scissors shoot.
No. The shoot pissed me off.
Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors.
All right. I hated people who were like, shoot. And I'd be like, dude, you just saw my hand. Now I got to think again. And now you know what I'm probably going to do. And yeah, that used to make me so tight, bro. I'd be like, I don't even want to play no more.
Hey, we come from the old days, man. You had to figure out who was going to be hit. Mm-hmm. So we had all type of games. We had the rock, paper, scissors. We had bubble gum in the we had all of it. Don't let me get to reminisce about my childhood.
Come on. Now I got the sheet. I got the sheet rolled up. I'll keep track of who we got and who's available.
I got notes, sir.
I
got notes. Hey, look, so y'all don't think that I'm just playing. I got stats.
Man, come on.
I got notes. All of it. I take my job seriously, sir.
Man, you know what's crazy? I just rolled up. All right, I know y'all want to get us to this segment, but it's crazy. I wrote this down. What's the 8th month of the year? I'm public school.
August. What you talking
I wrote this.
It's the best August. Month of the year. What you talking about?
Hey man, I went to CPS, bro. Leave me alone. But
I did too. Just not for grammar school. I did go to a private school.
See, exactly. They taught you the months in middle school. That's what it was. On August 20th, 2023, I wrote Chicago Bears, who is Tyson Bagent? And it's every single statistic ever written by Tyson Bagent. And I circled. I'm going to actually post this later. I
actually remember you doing this segment about it because you got excited about the undrafted kid. Mm-hmm. And you was doing a lot of comparisons to Tom Brady. And I know our show is dedicated to
Brock Purdy.
basketball.
I never said Tom Brady. I said Brock Purdy.
Yeah, but then everybody else is comparing them to Tom.
Oh
Brady.
yeah, but not I.
Yeah,
Not I.
but I know our show is dedicated to hoops, but we have a passion for football too. I must say, and I'm gonna talk about this again, depending on how things continue to play out. But I don't know, man. This year, JF1 might be gone, bro.
Hey man, there's a lot of conversation.
But
I'm
we'll
excited for him to come back. That's all I'm gonna, because I know we got some Chicago fans, and I want to also point out everybody's been wondering. Rob's been wondering. I've been wondering when we're gonna start filling in a football segment. We're definitely doing that. This is not just a strictly basketball podcast. We are Chicago, baby, and we're always gonna talk about our Bears. And one thing I don't want to talk about, so we're gonna skip it this week, is that Tyson Bagent in 3 weeks has more wins than Fields does in a year. So I don't even want to talk about it. It's a touchy conversation for the Fields fans of the world. But I got my Justin Fields Funko Pop right here. You can check that out right now on Fanatics.com. Fanatics exclusive. If Fanatics would like to sponsor Welcome to Mars podcast, you can definitely come roll over because we always rocking with it.
I advise you to rock with the winners.
Come on.
I advise you to rock with the winners.
Rob,
in the words of Dion, you better get me now.
Rob, I got something for you. Speaking of winners, though, before we do this, before I hand you this L, I got a question. Did you see Jason Kelsey at the Wiener Circle?
Oh yeah, I just came across that video, man. Hey, shout out to Jay Ness. What's happening? ASAP Crew, what it is, what it does. But no, I caught that because the Wiener Circle, they meant to be rude to you and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, he told Shorty she looked like Michael Strahan.
Yup. Look like Michael Strahan. Crazy. Hey,
he told Shorty she looked like Michael Strahan.
He ain't lying though, man. He ain't lying. I mean, she is one tough mug, man. I mean, the craziest people working there, man. It's super cool to see them doing their thing. Hey, I mean, I thought it was super sick. You remember when Conan O'Brien did that shit with what's the dog's name? Triumph, I think was his name. They had him come
Triumph the dog,
yeah.
Little puppet Rottweiler.
He did that, and it was the funniest thing ever, bro. I mean, it was a lot of fun, bro.
Hey, I just want people to know that in Chicago we really do this roasting stuff. So we different out here. Like we roast people for no reason, and we mean nothing by it. It just you might just look at somebody like, boy, your shoes big as hell, just for no reason. It just that's just what we do.
Oh, dude.
Hey, my boy, Big Murder. And
I will say one thing. He didn't have to do Poochie like that, talking about Michael Strahan. That's out of pocket. That's out of pocket.
Yeah. Hey, you gotta give, you gotta give back.
Hey, man, but she was clapping back too, so I don't even want to hear
That's
it.
That's what we do. Well,
did you see the sign?
Clap back.
Did you see the sign too?
No.
It was welcome Taylor's brother or Taylor's boyfriend's brother. It was the most ridiculous sign.
Wow. They was on one talking about Kelsey.
She said, welcome Taylor's boyfriend's brother. I said, damn, crazy, bro.
That was wild.
All right, I can't hold it off any longer. I can't hold it.
Come on, man. Come get whooped in this draft. Hey, my boy Meech say, is that my boy Mike Hughes?
Oh, what's the word, baby?
That Big Meech, that's my guy.
Double D. All right, you ready for this rock, paper, scissors, Rob?
Come on,
let's hit it. You ready?
All right, we ready.
You say it. I don't want to know.
I got you.
All
right. Rock, paper, scissors.
Got him. You know what? Whatever. You get first pick.
All right. So we got to start off with a point guard. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in, we are about to have the Welcome to Mars draft, me versus Mike Hughes. And whoever, hey, we need you guys' help in voting on who has the best team. I just won in rock, paper, scissors. I get the number one pick. I'm going with the point guard of guys right now. I'm going with Steph Curry. You should have known who my number one pick was going to be, baby. I got to go with Mr. Steph.
I like it. I'm hurt, but I like it. All right.
And we taking notes. I know who you picking.
All right. I'm going to take number one overall pick in the first round. Rob goes Steph Curry. I'm going to go at number 2, Luka Doncic. I have to go Luka.
You going Luka. All right. Oh. Okay. I got Steph, so I got shooting down. I got shooting down. Hey, what he say? Look at this, my boy. Hey, you know already. Easy A1 pick. All right, y'all. So my second pick in the Welcome to Mars draft, I'm going with the best player in the NBA right now. I'm going Nikola Jokic, the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness gracious. It's getting ugly already, Lord Jesus.
It's
It's
getting
getting
tough.
ugly.
It's getting scary. Number 4, I'm going Joel Embiid.
Okay. I like that. I wanted it was a hard pick. I wanted to really pick Joel, but it was like I can't pass up on Jokic,
You
man.
know what my thinking was? Check this out. So you actually got me. I had to go to my other notes
Yeah,
because I was gonna go Luca, put Luca at the 2,
yeah.
and then have Jokic be the facilitator. My point guard could just be a little different. But now I got some cooking. I got some cooking. So we got our point guards, we got our centers. Rob, number 5. Brianna Stewart, number 4. Hey, damn near.
Hey, I'll put it on this squad.
Listen, I'll say this right now with my chest. Brianna Stewart can start at the 4 for the Chicago Bulls today and
Hey,
put up more
and
stats.
she might give you 15 and 8.
She more than Patrick Williams. I promise you. I promise you. Staying still, Pat ain't got nothing on Brianna.
All right, let me think, man. I want to be smart with my picks. I want to. Now, my picks are going to be based, is not just based on the players. My picks are based on needs. And I need somebody to counteract Luca. This is not going to be a popular opinion because I do criticize the man a lot.
Oh no.
But even in year 21, he is still one of the best players in the NBA. I am going for my third pick, LeBron James
Perfect. Perfect. That's what I needed. You putting him at the 4 or 3?
at the 3.
Okay. Well, check me out, Rob. Putting at the 4.
Hey, look, Alana, I swear we got you one day. We got you one day. We gonna
I
have
was
you
actually
welcome
just gonna hit
tomorrow.
her up about this.
We gonna Alana, we got some work to do.
Check this out.
But thank you for taking your time to give us a view.
You ready for this, Rob?
I'm listening, bro.
At the 4, I'm taking the Greek Freak
I was hoping you was gonna do that.
because I know you about to go KD. I'm knowing.
I knew you was gonna do that.
I have to. I got to get that defense going.
Okay. At number 4, I'm taking Draymond Green.
He lost. He lost. He lost. No backsies. At number 4, I'm taking
Yeah,
easy money sniper Kevin Durant,
I
baby.
was hoping you was gonna do that. And at number 5, now this is based on if these players are completely healthy at the time,
Of
right?
course, of course.
Number 5, my last pick in the draft, I'm going with who a lot of people are calling the new Black Mamba. I'm going Devin Booker. I got defense and offense.
Check this
Oh,
out.
my squad will kill your squad, bro.
Well, check this out, right? I'm doing something right now that may lose me this game.
Uh-huh.
Actually, maybe I don't. Hmm.
Who you
Do I
going with?
take a chance or do I go for what's best? I'm gonna be smooth. I'm gonna be smooth. I was gonna pick Jimmy Butler, put him at the 1.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take for my final pick SGA, put him at the 1, put Luca at the 2.
I like that. Oh, what's up, AP? I appreciate you watching. That's because that's the best offense and defense combination. And I got two of the best passers in the game. And I got LeBron, Devin Booker, and Steph Curry. Are you crazy? And I need somebody that's gonna do the dirty work. He went to go get Giannis. Giannis' game is built off bully ball. I like to let everybody know something. PSA announcement. You ain't gonna bully Draymond. Bullies don't get bullied.
My bully gonna bully the fuck out of you.
Bullies don't get bullied.
I
We
know
get
this.
championships. We
Come
get
on, baby.
championships.
Carried. I
We
want to hear
get
it.
championship. Devin Booker about to get his first ring, messing around with Rob's team.
So let's
Oh
check
my
this out.
God, that was a bar too.
Write it down. Write it down.
That was a Mars bar.
Send
Oh
it to
my
Chance the
God.
Rapper right now because Starline Gallery needs to be out.
Devin Booker get his first ring messing around on Rob's team. You feel me? Put that on a t-shirt.
But my team about to put you on a t-shirt, bro. I ain't even gonna cap to you. Like, that's just what it is. So we need you guys right now in the comments on Facebook, on Spotify, on YouTube. Comment down below
Did you
whose
see
team
this?
won.
Candace Parker about to announce. I mean, we know it's coming, but it'll be.
Yeah.
She definitely. Hey, she deserves all her flowers, Megan. I appreciate you for watching. CP3, she deserves all her flowers. That's a champion.
Man, you know, I got stories for days with her, man, and just like what she did and what she not even just for women's basketball, but
Yeah,
what she did for my life
yeah.
and how she impacted me working together in 2021. And man, like it's always endless love, bro. Like the
For sure.
stories, like that is, and I'm never speaking negativity into the world. We gonna make it. It's gonna be
Yeah.
great. But if I never do, if I never made it, the relationships I've built with her, Kalia Copper, and so many others, man. I mean, those are just like, you ever just looked at a monster in the face and knew they was a monster? Like,
Yeah.
she can just walk into any room and just control it, and it's amazing. It's just a dog. But with that being said, if tomorrow is the day CP3 calls it quits, she will always go down as the first person I think of when I hear CP3. My God, defense, nobody get into the basket, but Ron ass shoot.
Rob, ROB. But I appreciate you.
But yeah, so we need you guys in the comments. Let me know what's happening.
Look at that.
We got my starting five at the
All right.
1,
Yep.
SGA.
Yep.
At the 2, Luka Doncic.
Yep.
At the 3, easy money sniper Kevin Durant.
Yep.
At the 4, the Greek Freak. At the 5, the process and Joel Embiid, the almost unanimous MVP.
Yes.
But then on Rob's side, the only man to ever get a unanimous MVP.
Yes, sir.
Steph Curry.
Stephen Curry, Wardell.
At the 2, he's got D-Book. Rob, you want to take the rest?
At 3, we got the King, LeBron James. At 4, highly unpopular decision, but I had to go with my boy Draymond Green. And at number 5, the Joker, the 2-time MVP and Finals MVP himself, Nikola Jokic. That's all I'm saying. Remember Joel Embiid. I don't know if ASAP at the time when we were ASAP. If we wasn't going for you, you might have just let Joker go ahead and get 3 of them in a row. That's all I'm saying. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, me and Mike, we ask that y'all vote on that. Remember that, man. Write down your notes. Play this video back if you want to. We want to know, out of our draft, who you guys think won the draft. Man, that was fun, dude.
It was fun, bro.
We got to do that next time. Next time we're gonna do the 5 and the bench.
Let's do it. Let's do the whole thing.
I'll go crazy.
You know what else we could do too is all time.
Oh, we go all time.
We could do guys in their primes. We could talk, MVP D Rose. We could talk AI. We could talk Kobe, Bron, everybody.
Things change if we're talking about everybody.
Everybody.
Are we going 2K mode?
2K mode.
Oh my God.
Ronnie. Also Ron.
I hope I get the
name
first
is Rob, but we also Ronnie.
Hey, I hope I get the first pick on that one because
listen, I'm picking
Rob. I'm getting MJ. Who you think I'm what?
Come on.
If MJ not the first pick, you lost.
Hey, can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Heard this on ESPN today or yesterday, the other day. And it's not criticized often.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of try to make it seem as though it was justified.
Okay.
That Michael Jordan wasn't the number 1 overall pick, and that's not talked about enough. They said it's justified because I believe it was Elijah Wan who went first, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Rob, how do you feel about that? Should that be talked about more? Or is it kind of just...
I mean, MJ wasn't MJ yet. You know, if you look at
But Rob, can I put something in your brain before you finish?
go ahead.
Patrick Mahomes wasn't Patrick Mahomes, but the Bears look back on that every single day and go, God
I
damn.
mean, as a fans, we do.
Right.
But in the large scope of things, I'm gonna tell you something. And me and one of my buddies, Rick. Yeah, Rick, I called you a buddy. He probably somewhere kicking himself right now. Like we're not friends now. This one of my old. He an old head man, but he's a cool guy. One of the carpenters up at the merchandise mart, and bless you. And me and him had a conversation, and he's right. Who's to say Patrick Mahomes would be Patrick Mahomes had he went to the Bears?
Jay Cutler, too.
I don't think he would have been, because you got to think about Patrick Mahomes was able to sit behind Alex Smith for a year, and though Alex Smith wasn't, like a Super Bowl top tier quarterback, he was a quarterback that was like a perennial all. The Chiefs were in the All Star conversation. He got to play with Tony Gonzalez, I believe, and so
Travis Kelce too.
Yeah, so Mahomes got to sit there and watch that, and then to be able to finally get your start and to have a mind like Andy Reid kind of mold you into what he think you should be based off your skill set. He never tried to stop Mahomes from being Mahomes, and I think that's a credit to Andy Reid. But Andy Reid had the same success with Donovan McNabb. He had the same success with Michael Vick. Like he understood that, let me play to the strengths. Let me coach to the strengths of my player and not try to, project what I think he should be. And I think that was like Lamar Jackson, him struggling, of everybody like, man, you should be a pocket passer. And no, if he needs to run, let him run. If he gonna throw in the pocket, let him throw in the pocket. And Harbaugh starting to understand, and that's the reason that the Ravens are rocking and rolling right now. You have to coach to what you got. You know what I mean? And too many times you try to see coaches change players to what they think that they should be. You can't. That's not good coaching right there. You have to develop a player, not try to hinder them by turning them. You basically turning their game around. That's a problem I think Justin Fields has had. The reason Tyson Bagent has looked so good is because this is a system meant for Bagent. Bagent went to a Divisional II school. That means he's probably always been in a situation where he's never had a good offensive line. He's always been in a situation where he didn't have top-notch receivers. So he comes to the Bears and say, well, I've been here before, as opposed to Justin Fields, who actually played with Ohio State, had some dogs at receiver, had an offensive line, and had opportunities to win games. So it's completely different for Justin. He never experienced nothing like this before. Tyson Bagent been there, done that. We're talking about an undrafted guy that's in the NFL. That don't just happen because of luck. You know what I'm saying? It just shows he's been able to do the most with nothing.
100%. And it's basically like he's a D2 player again, except this time he's got DJ Moore. It's really
that's it. That's it.
So listen, man. Forget all that nonsense.
I'm sorry, man. We get to
no. I love it. I love it. But I got some stuff going on.
Come on, let's talk.
Got some people upset with me right now.
Yeah, okay.
People are upset. All my friends mad because I told them about this segment. I'm going first. I'm rocking and rolling. I'm gonna stand on mine 10 toes.
Talk your stuff, then, my boy.
Check this out. Top 5 basketball movies in order. Okay. This was a segment. Now, Rob, you don't have to do it in order if you don't want to do it in order.
You know what? You got to tell me about things before, because I
texted it to you.
Top in basketball teams. I mean, basketball movies.
Basketball movies.
You know what? Let me. Go ahead.
Check our text.
No. I already got some in my head right now. Go ahead.
He say, you know what? I'm putting you on blast while we live right now. I sent you the text, and you responded and said, "I love that. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear none of that haberdashery."
Maybe I read the hemoglobin wrong.
Maybe you did. It was 11 at night, though. To be fair. But man, listen. Number 1.
Yeah.
All right, maybe I'll start at 5. Should I start at 5?
Yeah.
All right. First, my honorable mention. I want to put Air as my honorable mention. I couldn't put him in the top 5, but it was a phenomenal movie that, man, I didn't see a single basketball get dribbled in this entire movie, but it was the story and the creation of Nike and how Michael Jordan changed the game with, Magic Johnson and Larry Bird at Converse and doing all these different things and just completely changing it. I mean, Adidas had them by the hook, but they were who we thought they were. Nike came in, swooped up, and became the corporation they are today. Honorable mention goes out to Air. Phenomenal movie. Very inspirational, too. If you're trying to get yours, man, watch that movie. It's beautiful. You don't see, Rob, Michael Jordan doesn't say a single word in the whole movie, and I love
Nah,
it.
you just see the back of his head.
Back of his head, that's it. Before the ball. Before the ball. I mean, come on. But look, you see more of the guy right here, Rob, than you saw in that whole movie. That's crazy to me. But number 5, the man, the myth, the legend himself, one of my favorite comedians, took one of the more serious roles and made a phenomenal movie. I'm putting Hustle at 5. Hustle was a phenomenal film.
Oh yes,
I mean, I
yes,
had to.
yes,
I had to. I had to. Now here's where it gets a little crazy.
yeah.
Number 4, Rob.
Uh-huh.
I'm putting White Man Can't Jump. The original, not the Jack
Okay.
Harlow. The
Of
Jack Harlow
course.
was nice too, though.
No, but it ain't like Woody
But it
Harrelson
wasn't
and
what it was.
Wesley Snipes.
It was a little.
It wasn't like
It
that one.
was like, remember Space Jam 2?
Yeah, it wasn't Space Jam.
It wasn't Space Jam,
It
but it was
wasn't
all
Space
right. It
Jam.
wasn't bad. It didn't do it wrong. But the original White Man Can't Jump is my number 4. At number 5, give me Tupac Shakur and Above the Rim.
Above the
Or
rim.
number
I'm about
3.
to say, I know you got to put above the rim on
Above
that.
the Rim is at number 3 for me,
Yeah,
man. I mean, an absolutely amazing movie. What it brings and what it does, especially for inner city kids, and
yeah.
what basketball truly is. I mean, playing pickup in that style and that kind of function. I mean, that's exactly what it is out here. So it was beautiful, and everybody's getting their ass beat during that game, and that was my favorite part. No
Okay.
fouls, no calling, nothing. Just guys straight elbows, dirtiness, and I loved it. Number 2, because I'm a lover boy. Everybody knows I'm a lover boy, and I talk my stuff, but man, I got my heart a little warm sometimes. Give me loving basketball, man. I love loving basketball. I watch it all day. I got no problem watching it. Um,
My little
I
brother, a
like
nut.
Mike.
My
Ooh,
little brother, a nut. He just be
ooh, like Mike. I mean, nothing was wrong. People used to say I looked when I used to have glasses. They said I looked like that little white boy, and like Mike. I used to hate it. I used to hate it. I'm like, man, get the. But I got loving basketball at number 2. Rob, you got any
Yeah.
thoughts on that one? Is that too high?
No, love and basketball is right there. That's a classic.
That's a classic.
It's a classic.
WNBA story. I mean, it's beautiful. It's
You get to
beautiful.
watch actually both, and they touched on a lot on things that a lot of people been going through today, as far as women players and men players about what's acceptable as far as trash talk and
Hmm.
how a woman is supposed to play basketball as opposed to things that's acceptable for a man. So it touched on a lot of issues that to this day, is still a problem. You know
And you
what I
know what I
mean?
love too was the realness too,
Yeah,
because it wasn't when she makes it to the WNBA. She's been playing overseas for years, and the fact that they touched on that was so important to me because typically, I mean, you want to tell these stories that hey, women get drafted in the WNBA and it works out. Man, get that out of here, man. That
yeah.
is not what happens. There are so many rookies that get cut and have to go overseas. It's absolutely crazy. But that's my number 2. Love and basketball. I seen that comment. Don't think it's slick. Uh, Number 1 for me though, Rob, and
Yeah,
if you're ready, I'm gonna throw it over to you.
yeah.
Coach Carter. I had to give Coach Carter number 1. You know
Last
I'm
night
in
was
there.
bad seat.
Coach Carter to me is just an amazing movie, and I think like I said about Above the Rim, it's just it hits to a point to where you understand these people, you
Yeah.
understand these individuals in the movie. You can like I look at there's like 3 or 5 kids in this movie that I look at and I say, man, I know dudes just like that. And
Hmm.
it's like that's the craziest part. And not everybody has a Coach Carter. So to see that kind of story get told and to inspire young kids to know that hey, the streets aren't everything. You got to go out. You got to go find something. Everything's bigger than basketball as well. You got to know what you want to do in life. Teaching you not only to be a better player but a better person. I think it's really sick. So my
That's
top
hard.
5 from 5 to 1: Hustle, White Man Can't Jump, Above the Rim, Love and Basketball, and Coach Carter. Rob, the floor is yours, sir.
Okay, so some of them I agree with you, okay?
Okay.
And then some
I'm
I
open to
gotta
it. I'm open to it.
some I gotta be like, man, I can't believe you missed this one. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So, all right. At number 5, I gotta take you back to a childhood memory of mine. I don't know if you remembered this movie. It was called The Air Up There. Remember when they went to Africa and the kid from Africa could play? And do you remember that movie?
Dude,
That was my movie. I grew up on that movie. I'm sorry. I gotta go with the air up there, bro.
I haven't seen that since I was a shorty, dude. I'm
Hey,
gonna have to watch that tonight, dude.
hey,
You
I
brought that
almost
back.
pulled out Airbud on you, bro.
Dude, if you,
But
I ain't gonna lie, you would have saw me disconnect my shit if you pulled out Airbud on me.
hey, I gotta go with the air up there. Um, at number 4, I have to go Love and Basketball, and that's just like I mentioned. That's a classic.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those that you can never get tired of. At number 3, let me go through my movies here. Number 3, I gotta go Above the Rim.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
I
we got the
gotta,
same for number 3.
and the same for number 4. Uh,
No, I had Love and Basketball at 2
okay.
because I'm a lover boy, Rob.
He's a lover boy. He's a lover, not a fighter. Uh,
I'll be fighting too. What? No,
you don't want to be fighting, man. You don't want to be
no,
fighting.
I'm too pretty. I can't do that. No.
And hmm,
So you got 2 and 1, right?
I got 3, 2 and 1. No, yeah, 2 and 1, 2 and 1. I know what my number 1 is. I'm trying to think of what I wanted my number 2 to be, and I think I might have to go with Coach Carter because I'm a Coach Carter fan. Um, so I'm gonna go Coach Carter as
Wow,
number
Coach
2.
Carter's number 2, huh?
Yeah, and I can't believe you didn't mention this one, bro.
I
My
thought.
number 1, it gotta be He Got Game.
Ooh, okay.
He Got Game, bro. Like I can still watch that movie to this day with my boy Denzel, Ray Allen. That was a star-studded, directed by Spike Lee.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys don't know the synopsis, basically, his father, Ray Allen, was a prodigy. His dad was like a guy that never made it but loved the game and was trying to instill this knowledge in his son. And him and his son had an argument, and of course, father and son had a pitching contest. Mother gets involved. Mother, tries to break it up. He pushed the mother. Her head bounces off the stove. She ends up passing away. Father goes to jail. So now, he's being raised by other people in his family. He grows up to become a beast, becomes Ray Allen. In this one, you guys know his name was Jesus, Mr. Jesus Shuttlesworth, man. And Denzel gets out of jail, and basically he gets out of jail on the promise that he's gonna get his son to sign with the Warden's alma mater, I think, alma mater, and he ends up still signing to that school, but not for his dad. So his dad ends up going back to jail. Of course, you killing my mom is just something I just can't forgive. I know it was accidental, but it was only because of your anger.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying that this happened. So, but it is great movie. It shows you what these players go through, on their rise to fame, going to college and people giving them money under the table and you walking into a dorm room and it's full of naked women and because everybody is trying to do everything to get you to come to their school. And if you haven't seen He Got Game, and of course Denzel just puts on an excellent. I think anything with Denzel, it's just gonna be a great movie.
It's just art,
It's
bro.
just, hey, Jay, you want to go to jail? You want to go home?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right,
All
all
right,
right.
okay. Man. And sometimes, man, I listen to that man's speeches just outside of movies. The quotes he has in movies are phenomenal, but
Yeah,
the overall messages he has in like TED Talks and other things he does, like
yeah.
speaking vocally. I mean, I listened to the one at the graduation he did, and I'm just like, I will run through a brick wall head first for this man and not think twice. I have no problem doing that for Denzel.
Hey, you know what? Man. I mean, Denzel is Denzel. One of my favorite parts is I think it was Equalizer 2. He was like, I understand that, but you killed my friend, and I cannot forgive you for that. My only regret is that I only get to kill you once.
That's real shit. Remember, what was that movie he had where he had the son? I forgot the name, bro. He was like, "You think I have to like you? No,
Fences.
man." He said,
Yeah, Fences.
You my responsibility." I said, "Damn, heard that." About 60% of
Fences,
the
man.
fathers in Chicago on that right now.
Hey, look, hey. Sometimes I get my Denzel on. You know, I don't know where it comes from. I just know I've watched this guy. Okay, all right, okay,
All right, okay.
my nigga.
Oh man. And the YouTube setting just went from for kids to not for kids. No,
No, this is not for kids. This is not for kids.
not for kids. I always put it's not for kids. Like
I don't think anybody, if you're not making Dora the Explorer or Peppa Pig or Paw Patrol, then
Miss
you should never
Rachel.
put
Shout out Miss
four.
Rachel.
You should never put 4 kids on your YouTube.
No,
You're a weirdo if you do
bad weird.
that.
Like MJ said, F them kids. No, play.
Hey.
Oh man. But our next topic is very controversial. Rob, we got time to do top 10, but we could do a top 5 right now and do a whole top 10 later on if you're down.
You know what we can do? We can break it up in 2 parts. You talk about top 10 all time, right?
Time.
So we can do 6 through 10 today, and then do 1 through 5 next Saturday,
Okay.
or Tuesday, or Wednesday. It depends, because I know Wednesday we want to get back to the real stuff
Real
of what's
stuff.
going on.
Yep.
But
Let's
we
do
can
6 through 10. You want to
let's
start
do
with
6 through 10. You know what? You have the honors first, since I had the first pick in the draft.
Son of a bitch. All right, man.
I'm going from down to up though. So I'm
Down.
going 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
All right. Let me get my list out. I have it on a Google Doc. All right. 6 through 10. This one's interesting because I have switched it so many times. And it's just one of those things where I feel like no matter what, nobody's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody's wrong. You know what I mean? All right. At number 10, I'm putting the late and great Bill Russell.
Okay.
I respect Bill.
Yeah.
I love everything Bill did.
Yeah.
But Bill was also bodying dudes who looked like my dad. Compared to the amazing list we have here, I'm not going to say Bill is a top 5 player. But top 10, 100%. At number 9, I'm putting Tim Duncan.
Okay.
Tim Duncan, absolutely monster. The man who made jorts popular. I mean, Rob, how could you hate? Timmy A, I mean, he does his thing, man. He made Greg Popovich's career. He's had one hell of a career as a coach, as a player, and as a person. Great guy. I will say this, Rob. For a while, I'm wondering what happened to Tim Duncan. You know what I mean? The man just, after the season, you never see him on social media. You never see him.
He goes back home.
He just hangs out.
You know, he's from the islands.
Mm-hmm.
He's from Virgin Islands, so he probably goes back home. Tim Duncan is one of those guys, man. You know, true definition of he didn't let the money get to his head.
Nope.
Like
man,
he still does what he does, and then he disappears. That's what you would think somebody with that type of money would do. Like, why would you purposely put yourself in negative limelight? Disappear. I'm putting myself with, hey, everybody can't get in. It's a real party. You cannot get in. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying.
100%. 100%. I mean, bro, it's one of those things where I feel like he's such an iconic part of our history, man. And he's somebody that I think until the end of time will be viewed as one of the best players we've ever seen at his position. And I just think,
without a doubt,
it's eternal, man. It's eternal. But I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe some people have him a little higher. I could completely understand that. But as I've said, Bill Russell at number 10.
Mm-hmm.
At number 9, we got Tim Duncan for more reasons than one. I mean, hey, Rob, you ready to see the main reason I put him at 9? You want to be real? You ready for this?
I'm ready.
My man got the MVP trophy wearing sandals with no socks and some jeans.
My boy got on them chocolatas.
My man did not care. He said, right after this, I'm going straight back to the island. He did not care.
That's the barbecue number 2s. If I see you wearing them shoes, I bet you he'd go crazy on the grill.
Man. Come on,
that's
bro.
the barbecue number 2 special editions, I swear to God.
On the real. At number 8, I got Larry Bird.
Okay.
You got Larry Bird at number 8.
I think our stuff is going to sound a lot alike, bro. But go ahead.
Got Larry at number 8. Number 7, I got Will Chamberlain. Absolute monster. Absolute monster. Got to give some love. Showtime. was one of the craziest things you'll ever see in your life, and none of that even happens without Wilt Chamberlain coming before anything.
Wilt is still
Come on, I mean the Lakers do not do what they do with Kareem
100 piece.
Abdul-Jabbar. Is that fair, Rob?
I mean, you know what? Jerry West isn't the logo without Wilt.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, and
yeah.
I think the Lakers don't take the chance they did on a guy like Kareem if it wasn't for Wilt coming before him. And I think that there's just levels to it. And what was that? So I have
That's your number
number
7.
6.
That was your 7.
I think it was 6.
You said
I said
Bill,
um,
Bill, Tim, um,
Larry, Wilt. Yeah, so that was 6. Or no, that was 7. You're right. I'm stupid. Can't math. CPS. Um, number 6. Show me the logo, man. Give me Steph Curry. Putting him in number 6. I think he's earned that. I think going down as the greatest 3-point shooter ever, a man who changed the game. I go to a middle school basketball game, a high school basketball game, college basketball game, and now even in the NBA, FIBA, wherever, on the court, in the hood, wherever you at, the YMCA,
yeah,
Export Fitness, bro,
pickup game in the park.
shooting logos, bro.
Hey, they don't even have layup lines no more. You just see, like, you remember back in the day when you used to go warm up before you got in the game. Your coach would put you in the layup line. You shoot free throw. I mean, dudes are coming straight out of the locker room, shooting logo threes for
Man,
warm ups.
we
Like,
used to play at Mayfair Park, and man, bro, it was like right by Gompers Park, and it was like a really small court, really condensed. It wasn't wide, it was just skinny, narrow, and short. So,
man,
man, we had guys shooting from basically one basket to the other basket around that 2015, 2016 time, and it's like I suck. I know I suck. So I'm just like, man, I'm cherry picking. I don't even care. Like I'm getting this rebound. I do not care. But so that's my top or my bottom top 10. Right now we have, as it sits, Bill Russell, Tim Duncan, Larry Bird, Wilt Chamberlain, and Steph Curry, 10 through
mm.
6. Rob, my 10 through 6 took way too long because I was also editing it as I was going.
No, my 10 through 6 is similar to yours, but an honorable mention. I put Wilt Chamberlain. The reason I put him at honorable mention
Ooh.
is because I got Bill Russell coming in at 10, and I know that they used to go head to head back in the day. Now, granted, Bill Russell had a team with like 8 Hall of Famers already on it, but Wilt used to get him work. Like he used to put up video game numbers, but Bill won the championship. So that's the reason I got Wilt at honorable mention, and I got Bill Russell at 10. Now I know a lot of people are going to be looking like, man, you know, Wilt put up these numbers. How can you not have him in your top 10? I also look at the era. I look at who was playing. I look at the level of competition. And at that time, Wilt was him. It just it wasn't nothing you can do with Wilt. They didn't
Me
have,
and Rob was
now
playing against Will back then.
nowadays, you have a Joker walking around, but you also got an Embiid walking around. You know what
Like
I mean?
Giannis.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So I have to look at that level of competition. So I have Bill Russell coming in at number 10, Mr. Larry O'Brien himself. That's my new name for Mr. Bill Russell. At number 9, I had to go with Larry Legend. The reason I go with Larry Legend is because he was the only player to win 3 MVPs back to back, and that's stating something, man. Like Larry was a dog, and actually people looked at him as the best 3 point shooter before we got to see a Steph, a Ray,
Mm-hmm.
a Reggie. You know what I mean? Like Larry was the catch me out
And
back
Rob,
in the '80s.
in
Yeah,
an era where that wasn't even a thought.
yeah,
Like Larry had so much more to his bag. Where with Curry, you know what it is. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
But I mean, Larry was doing that on a small sample size of shots per
And
game.
not to mention, Larry wasn't the most athletic guy in the world either. He was
Oh,
one of
no.
the first players I actually seen kill people with his mind. Not saying that I was alive I wasn't thought of during the Bird era, but that's the whole purpose of YouTube and going back to watch film. You can
Mhm.
actually go back and watch how this guy operated. And Larry Bird put the fear in people's heart. Not to mention, if we had the top 10 for greatest trash talkers, he'd be number one. From the stories I hear about the NBA, even Gary Payton himself said nobody talks smack like Larry Bird. He was the type of guy to point where he was gonna shoot at, and then actually go do that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's another bar.
Man, Rob just cooking them
I'm
tonight.
going. I'm cooking tonight, baby. At number 8, I gotta agree with Mike. I have to go with Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan will be going down as one of the best power forwards to ever play the game. He was definitely a major key contributor in the San Antonio Spurs dynasty. Him, Ginobili, Tony Parker. What Tim was able to do, he completely changed the face of that franchise when he got drafted in '99. As we know, David Robinson really couldn't get over the hump. And the moment they got Tim Duncan, they started to win. And adding pieces like Parker, adding pieces like Ginobili, adding pieces like Kawhi, they continued to go on their great run. And led, of course, by the great general himself, Coach Greg Popovich, man.
Hmm.
Tim Duncan was able to just leave a legacy behind. The big fundamental wasn't flash, wasn't all pizzazz, but that man will kick your ass. I'm on the roll today, boy. I'm on the roll today.
Yeah.
Lord, hey, Ali, I learned from the best. I learned from the best.
Come on.
At number 7, I have to go with Mr. Steffordless himself, Stephen Curry. And the
7.
reason, yes, I had to put him at 7.
Interesting.
The
Interesting.
greatest 3-point shooter to ever live. By the time he's done playing, I doubt we'll see another guy shoot the ball like Steph with such accuracy, with such precision. The only unanimous MVP, 2-time league MVP, 1-time finals MVP, 4-time champion. The man has already had a great career, and at 35 years old, he still look like he can't be stopped right now, looking like he's going for that coveted third MVP title and got the Warriors right back in the mix as a championship contender. Steph Curry is the man, and like I tell everybody that want to listen, my favorite player playing today. At number 6, I had to go with the captain himself. I had to go with Mr. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the man with the most unstoppable move in NBA history with the sky hook, a man who was a winner at all sectors of basketball in his life, winning at the high school level, winning at the college level, winning at the NBA level, MVP, one of the greatest centers to ever play the game. And before LeBron James broke that record last year, was the all-time NBA leading scorer with the most unstoppable move in NBA history called the skyhook. I had to go with Kareem the Cat Jabbar at number 6. Oh, y'all can't wait till y'all hit 1 through 5. Cause your boy Rob be talking hoops. I'll be looking at Stephen A and them and all them sometimes, and I'll be like, bro, y'all really didn't watch the game. Y'all just be speaking gibberish. And you gotta watch how these people play.
Yep.
I rock with killers. You know what I'm saying? I'm only talking about in the basketball sense. But I rock with guys that get the job done, assassins, guys that get buckets. I'm telling you, boy, my 1 through 5, you can put this 1 through 5 in the starting lineup and they'll go crazy.
Hey,
And
listen, Rob. Here's what I want to suggest. Because
yeah,
next week we're going crazy. We're gonna move on, and
yeah.
let's do 1 through 5 today.
Let's do 1 through 5
Because
today.
I have to edit something really quickly.
Okay.
I looked at my list and I said, "Oh fuck," for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
Anybody. And by the way, I want this promoted. If we are ever publicized on the radio or anywhere else, our language will change. But when I saw this list and I saw what happened, I said, "Oh fuck."
Hey, and
I
guess
said,
what? We're the owners of our YouTube channel, so we can
"On
kind of
God,
do what we want
on
to do.
God," and it's cool. So, but
We
man,
can kind of do
I
what
have
we want to
to
do.
I have to make a sub if that is allowed.
Okay, you are allowed to. This is your top 10.
At number 10, I have to take off Bill Russell.
Uh huh.
And I have to put Shaquille O'Neal.
Okay.
I had him in my top 5, and then I realized the mistake that I have made.
Uh huh.
Are you ready for my top 5?
Yeah.
So 10 through 6 is
Yeah.
now. Give me a second. Gotta
It's,
get my eraser.
it's Shaq.
Is now Shaq, Timmy Dunks, Larry Bird, Wilt, Steph. At number 5, and this one's gonna go crazy. Give me
What's up,
Kobe
my
Bryant.
boy? At number 5.
At number 5. On the most respect of respect.
Hey, hold on. My boy John just got here. John, we talking about our top 10. Mention your 10 again. I mean,
All
your
right,
top,
John, check this
your
out
10
because
through
I
6.
love when John comes in. John, we are doing our top 10 players of all time. I just had to respectfully erase Bill Russell off my top 10. I had him at 10 because I realized the error I made. I have put Shaquille O'Neal at 10, Tim Duncan at 9, Larry Bird at 8, Wilt Chamberlain at 7, Steph Curry at 6. Rob, what's your 10 through 6?
My 10 through 6 is Bill Russell at 10, Larry Bird at 9, Tim Duncan at 8, Steph Curry at 7, and Kareem at 6.
Now, check this out. Rob, I don't think you'll be too disappointed in me.
Okay. You said Kobe is 5, though.
I did.
I am already disappointed.
I actually, you know what? Just for Rob, I will do Kareem at 5.
Okay.
Kareem at 5. Kobe at 4.
Okay.
Magic at 3.
Uh-huh.
LeBron at 2.
Uh-huh.
Oh, come on.
I
Hey,
already know who number 1 is.
hey. You know I wouldn't do you like that, dog. Gotta give me the GOAT. Michael motherfucking Jeffrey Jordan at
Hey.
number 1.
Hey.
Hey.
That's what I
Get
do.
6 of them things, you can come talk to me.
I used to dream that he was me and I was he. I wanna be like Mike.
Yeah,
Hey,
so that's our
hey,
list.
that brings back memories. Okay, let me give y'all my 5 through 1. Now, as I mentioned, Bill Russell, Larry Bird, Tim Duncan, Steph Curry, and Kareem make up my 10 through 6. At 5, I had to go with the most dominant center we've ever seen at that position. I got Shaq at my number 5. And I know a lot of people will have Kareem over Shaq. I put Shaq over Kareem for 2 reasons. Kareem had Magic, and Magic, a lot of people can argue that Magic was the best player on that team. When Shaq played with Kobe, when Shaq played with Penny, Shaq was arguably the most dominant player that we've ever seen, and he was the best at what he did. Shaq was a monster. The
Did
only thing that cut Shaq short was Shaq didn't take his health seriously as
no.
far as basketball wise. But when Shaq was at the peak of his prime, if Kareem and Shaq played in a one-on-one today, both in their prime, Shaq would dominate Kareem,
Mhm.
and it wouldn't even be funny.
Can I ask you a question
Yeah.
really quick? Because I know you lived and breathed the Shaq and Kobe Bryant era.
Yes, I did.
So prime Shaq and prime co-star,
Yeah.
who do you think was the better fit for him individually, not to win championships, but individually, Penny or Kobe?
Kobe.
Had to.
Kobe. Because I think at that time, Penny didn't have the mindset that Kobe had.
Right.
You know what I mean? Which is why you're gonna see Kobe is way high on my list.
As he
Magic comes in at number 4. Steph Curry, as you guys know, is my favorite player, but I still need to see Steph do a little bit more before I'm able to crown him the best point guard ever. In my eyes, it's still Magic or Irvin Magic Johnson, no question about it. I mean, we're talking about a guy who, for one game, even though it was for one game, but it was Game 7 that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar goes down. Everybody on the Lakers think it's over with. Shaq sits in Kareem's chair on the airplane. Have no fear. Magic is here, and proceeds to go play the position of center and dominate with like 45 points, 11 assists, 9 rebounds. Magic Johnson is just magic. I mean, this dude made things happen. The main contributor of the Showtime Lakers, and I don't think Kareem has as many championships as he does
Mhm.
without Magic Johnson. At number 3, I have to go with the King, LeBron James. We're talking about NBA all-time leading scorer. We're talking about a guy who, when he retires, he's gonna be in top. He's gonna be the NBA's all-time scorer. He's gonna be in top 5 in assists. He's gonna be a top 10 in rebounds. Talking about LeBron can do it all. The only thing that stops LeBron from being the GOAT in my eyes is his killer instinct. He does not have that killer instinct to me. We've seen it only on a few occasions, only against Detroit, only against Boston. He doesn't win until he gets to D Wade, and D
Which is
Wade
our next
shows
topic, by the way. I
and
just want
D Wade shows him how to win. In my eyes, and then LeBron is able to go on to become the great LeBron that we know of today. But at one point in time, a lot of people thought he was going to be like Charles Barkley, one of the great players that just doesn't not able to get a ring. which brings me to my number two. I have to say the late great, the legend, Kobe Bryant. A lot of people give Kobe slack for being a remix version of Michael Jordan, but to me, I always say if you want to be the best, you got to be the best. And he saw Michael Jordan and what he was able to do, and I don't care what nobody say. Everybody say, "Oh, he mimics Michael Jordan." I think that's hard to do because if everybody could mimic Michael Jordan, they would have mimicked Michael Jordan. That's all I'm saying. And the fact that Kobe was able to do that, to put his own spin on it, and to become a five-time champion, also winning two rings without the most dominant center ever in Shaquille O'Neal. Yes, Kobe won more rings without Shaq than Shaq won without Kobe. Let me put that out there. And Kobe won flip-flopping team. He won with a Paul Gasol and a Derek Fisher and a Lamar.
Mhm.
Oh, this is what I'm saying. Kobe Bean Bryant was him. And if you don't think that, you don't know basketball. And then of course I gotta go with the GOAT, the most imitated, the most respected, the most revered, and never can be duplicated.
Alex
Michael
Caruso. Oh,
Jeffrey Jordan. I'm gonna throw this pen at the camera, Lord Jesus. Michael Jeffrey Jordan is the GOAT.
sorry.
Say what you want. The man was the only man to win MVP, be on the NBA's All Defensive Team, be on NBA's All First Team, actually go win a championship and win Finals MVP. He did that four times. He did that four times while being the leading scorer in the NBA. You talking about a guy that can give you buckets, but you ain't can come back and stop you from getting buckets, grabbing people balls off the rim. Pause on that. Grabbing the ball off the rim while he was with the Wizards when he was in his 13th career at 40 years old. Are you crazy? That's what Michael Jordan was doing to people, man. I
Uh, he
Nobody
said
wanted that smoke.
he said not one, not two, not three. He said full time. What you talking about?
He
Come on,
did it
stop playing
4 times. You know how hard that is to be the MVP of the league, to be NBA's All First Team defense, NBA All First Team period, leading scorer in the NBA, win the NBA championship, and be the Finals MVP. If that doesn't
with
scream best player in the league, I don't know what else you need to tell you. That's why Michael Jordan is the GOAT. For all you people keep talking about LeBron is the GOAT, LeBron is the most statistical monster you've ever seen. If
Mhm.
we talk about numbers, yes, LeBron is a monster. But what does your eyes tell you? When you're watching the game, what does the game tell you? If Michael Jordan was playing LeBron James, Michael Jordan would have did to LeBron what he did to most people in that league at that time. And that was to put the fear of God in him and take it personal. Because the fact that you guys are saying that this guy is better than me, he don't want no smoke. I don't duck the last shot. I don't duck the free throw line. I want all that because I know that what comes with greatness comes responsibility, as Uncle Ben told us.
Spider Man, Peter Parker ass out of here, bro. No, Rob, I
Right.
agree.
Hey, thank you. Doing it while the league was tough and not soft, when you
Mhm.
could hand check somebody and knock somebody out of the air. I'm telling y'all, boy, people wouldn't even last in that era. And everybody say Scotty helped Mike win. Mike bought Scotty up.
Mhm.
Remember, they used to bully. I was just watching a video the other day when they was playing the New York Knicks, and bro got in Scotty's face, and Mike said he moved Scotty out the way, and they went forehead to forehead. And Michael Jordan, excuse my language, told them, "Fuck you. You want it? Let's go. Fuck you." That's what I. That's who Mike was. Didn't nobody want to talk. What? Mike ain't backing down for nobody. We can throw you hands, or we can keep it on the court. What you want
Unreal.
to
Unreal.
do?
And you know what, man? I do want to say this too, because I don't want to get too into everything. But I be seeing Scottie Pippen talk a lot lately about how he feels about Michael Jordan, and every time I see it, man,
But we know what that's about. His
that's
his
me.
his
That's
baby
me,
mama bogus.
man.
I ain't
Baby
gonna
mama
lie
messing
though.
with Michael
Watch
Jordan Jr.
Larsa
Like,
Pippen is, and the fact that she won't change her last name, she out of pocket. Like,
hmm
how you gonna mess with this man? First of all, your son and Marcus is almost like the same age. So the fact that your son got to go through this, knowing that he's trying to start an NBA career with the last name Pippen, and everybody see what your mama doing, and you lying.
yeah,
Talk about
wasn't
something. I
wasn't he?
never met this son. She said she lied and said she never met him. How you never met Michael Jordan's son and him and Scotty was teammates? I'm pretty
Right.
sure it was barbecues and things going on with Marcus and Jeffrey. All his kids was there. Come on, man, get out of
Right.
here with that. Larsa out of pocket.
No, and the craziest thing is, here was something that last year me and you were texting about it. We didn't speak about it publicly, but we can talk about it now. Man, Malik Beasley was dating Larsa Pippen, and Scottie Pippen Jr. and Malik Beasley ended up being teammates after the trade deadline last year.
With the Lakers, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
what do you think? Like, what do you even do, man? Like, what is the thought
I
process of
mean,
having to play with somebody? Like, I'm not playing with you, bro. I'll bust your ass the first practice.
and the thing is, he don't have the problem that he don't have the power that LeBron had.
Not at
Remember,
all.
LeBron went through the same situation with
Mhm.
Delonte West. Tagging his mom.
And look what happened to Delonte West.
Delonte West is nowhere to
Never
be
seen
found.
again.
On the real, I
Catch that
mean,
man at your local gas station. I seen a video of him at a gas station. I said, bro, it's sad, but it's crazy. It's crazy. He's telling you like how to. She a woman with financial plan. I mean, yeah, but you a demon. That's not a financial plan.
yeah, she out of pocket. Oh, we already know. Once he proposed and he get her pregnant, she like checkmate, because that pregnancy trumps a prenup.
Mm-hmm.
Child support trumps a prenup. Hey,
100%.
you guys don't understand that. Yeah, everybody like, oh, I'm gonna make my woman sign a prenup. Well, you better continue to wear protection throughout the rest of that relationship if you don't trust this woman.
Mm-hmm.
You might as well stay away from that, because guess what? When she gets pregnant and she's gonna get custody of the kid.
Now you got a prenup and you got the
No,
child.
no. So the prenup is supposed to help stop you from having. So if you don't sign a prenup when you get divorced, a woman can come after half your money, because she can say, "Oh, we was married and yada yada yada." So a prenup stops that. Like, nah, a prenup says if we divorce, as long as we leave on irreconcilable differences, meaning I didn't cheat or nothing like that. That means you leave with what you came with, I leave with what I came with. But child support trumps that, because
Mm-hmm.
child support is saying we don't care about a prenup. You have to take care of this baby.
Child support for anybody of a certain status is actually crazy because
It's
a guy
crazy.
like me and you, it is what it is. But I be seeing guys paying like 400,000 a month, depending on how much they make, and
But
it's
you know
like,
why? Because women use, or not even just women, people in that. Because men have done it too. Sometimes the city boys go up 1,000 points,
hey,
but
hey, and
but
we praise them. Hey, that my boy. Shout
but
out.
you know what? That
We
child
get
support,
back.
nah, that child support real. So that's what I'm saying. Marcus Jordan better be careful, because you got a lot of money, bro, and Larson just waiting on the payday. Like, and I hate to say it like that, but like any female that mess with Future, we kind of understand what you want. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's that evil Future.
Oh, cold world is an evil world we live in. It's the
It's
craziest thing. It
the
all
cold
ties
cut. I
together,
mean,
Rob.
look at what Lori Harvey doing. She just broke up with Franklin.
Well,
The
Rob,
Snowfall. Let me
you,
stop, y'all, because
you
we'll
remember
go
what
from
happened with
basketball
Future
to
and
just,
Scotty, right?
huh?
You remember what happened with Future and Scotty, right?
Hey, you see what's
Future
happening?
said Scottie Pippen didn't sign my ball, so fuck Scotty. He started
Hey,
dating Larsa. I said, damn,
well,
imagine, bro.
you see how Future feel about Russell Wilson now. You know?
Man, he on it. He on it. Sierra.
Hey, I swear, boy, she be hopping on body from body to body. Uh, it's
For
a
real,
cold world if you got money out here, boy. You better
man.
keep a coat with you.
It's evil, man.
It's
It's
a
evil.
cold world.
Well,
You better keep a coat with you.
Rob talked about it a little bit, and I'm really excited about the next topic because I want to transfer it first to say I did some thinking. I did some reflecting. As a man, as a person, as a basketball listener and a basketball observer, I said, listen, I heard you. I made points trying to defend the man, but I also realized I'm not his mama or his brother, so I don't have to defend the man. And every point
Mhm.
you made was correct. LeBron James in the clutch. There's no longer a debate. This was originally going to be a debate where me and Rob went back and forth, but you persuaded me, sir. And you know what you did? And you know how you did it?
I spoke facts.
You said it wasn't even a fact. It was just the thought in my head. You said Michael Jordan 1-on-1 again, not even 1-on-1, 5-on-5, both having their own teams, Michael Jordan versus LeBron. How is LeBron going to beat Michael Jordan? And I thought about that. just while you were talking. And I said, well, I know how LeBron would do it because it's the way he's always done it.
The
He's
right way.
going to get teammates that are going to be able to pick up where he can't. And LeBron's going to still be able to do what he does without having to worry about Jordan because he's going to bring in a Giannis or he's going to bring in a Shaq or he's going to bring in somebody to kind of subtract what
Neutralize
Michael's
that.
going to bring, neutralize
Yeah,
it. Yeah, it's a
yeah.
better word. So I thought about that. I said, man, that man did that against Boston when he went up with D Wade and Bosh and Allen, and he did that shit when he went back to Cleveland and he teamed up with Kyrie and Love and company. And I'm also going to give some love to J.R. Smith because I feel like he isn't talked about enough.
JR.
And he
I
got
don't know why I always do that. Every time I hear JR.
And then
JR.
obviously you bring in Anthony Davis. You bring in another big man. You bring in a couple guys. There's other things that happen like
He
Carmelo
had an
Anthony and
all-star
Russ
squad
and
with that, man. That man had Rondo,
Rondo.
Dwight Howard,
Mhm.
JaVale
But
McGee.
we ain't gonna, you know what I mean? We ain't
Hey,
gonna sit up here and
I
act
ain't
like
even
it was
go.
what it was. You had great basketball minds, though. I will say that.
Him
And
and Rondo on the same team was deadly.
oh man, it was cracked out of its
Because you
mind.
know we know it's a playoff Jimmy. There's a playoff Rondo.
100%. I mean, it's the craziest thing in the world. And I think when I really thought about that though, and I thought about what they needed to be able to do in order to have success, I always saw LeBron as adding people and making sure that they do everything possible to make sure that LeBron can continue to have his success and that the players around him are trusted. Whereas with Michael, it was, listen, bro, I'm going to build you into something. I'm going to make you become something. And really quickly, because I know Rob's about to go on a rant, you mentioned Rondo, and you mentioned that Lakers championship. And this is still probably my favorite image that I have ever seen in my life when it comes to winning an NBA championship. There isn't better. Rondo and his son. This is just the funniest shit in the world to me. This is what it's like to be a dad. This is the NBA. Now, I don't know if I could show this image any longer than I just did because I believe that baby is drinking that drink.
It was grape juice.
It was grape juice.
It was that communion grape juice. It
That,
wasn't real.
it wasn't real. Didn't happen. But Rob, man, talk to me a little bit about experiencing the MJ in Chicago, experiencing the GOAT, experiencing the legend, the man that built the United Center, and how that changed your opinion on how you see and how many people see LeBron James throughout the last 21 years?
It's just one statement that comes to mind, and that's phenomenal will. Like, I didn't get to, I caught the backside of MJ stuff growing up, but I got to really experience it again and watching Kobe, which is where I got this love from Kobe. And if you go back and watch MJ film, you will see what I'm talking about. Like to see a guy or guys who just have a will to win, and they're able to not only dominate their position, but to kind of will others to do what they need them to do that's necessary for winning. It's not necessarily going to a team when the situation is right. It's not me telling guys let's team up and go play together. It's me looking at the guys that I have and determining it from this group of guys who are soldiers and who are not, who are guys I can go to war with and who are not. And Mike saw Scotty wasn't ready. He saw in that Detroit series of how basically Detroit used to make him go in the corner and curl up like a baby. That Scotty wasn't ready for that. And Mike said, man, Scotty, in order for us to get over this hump in Detroit, I'm gonna need you to help me to fight. I can't fight my battles and your battles. I'm gonna need you to toughen up. You gonna come with me and we gonna get in this weight room and we gonna get stronger together. And that way, when they push up on you, you able to push back and let them know you ain't going. And that's what he did. Hey, sometimes I might have to put my hands on you, Steve Kerr. It's all out of love because at the end of the day, this is my passion. What Mike do on this video, this is how he was. He was 10 hands, 10 fingers, 10 toes, everything down on deck. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to win this game. We are going to be the best. And if you ain't trying to do that, you might as well stay from around me. And I saw that with Kobe. And I just, with LeBron, don't get me wrong. Like I say, he's a stat monster. He's a guy that at the end of his career, you're going to look at his numbers and you're going to be like, wow. And we're going to miss him playing. But
Oh, yeah.
when we talk about killers, man, When you think back and you think about, people like Kobe and Mike, like guys who, even in today's league, people like Steph, people like Dame, people like Luca, excuse me, that can just smell blood in the water and attack. Like, what Luca did against the Clippers, that is the true definition. If you ever wanted to see a killer at work, or what they with that song you say, you are watching your master at work. Like if you ever wanted to see that, you are watch what Luca did to the Clippers the
Mm-hmm.
other night. That
But
is a
just
killer.
don't watch Lucas' defense though. Don't
Don't watch his
skip
defense.
that part. Skip that part. Skip
But
that.
I'm talking about, look at him smell blood, start to, that basket probably looked so big to him after a certain while, just because he just was in a different type of zone. And sometimes, like LeBron made a statement last oh no, was it last night when they played when they won? I forgot who the Lakers just beat. But he passed it to Cam Reddish again in the corner, and he hit the shot. And he had a
Mm-hmm.
statement after the game. He was like, "Yeah, man, a lot of people gave me slack, but they don't watch basketball and they don't know real hooping. I'm always gonna make the right play and give confidence to my teammates." But that's what I'm saying. If you're a person that just listen to what people say, you're gonna be like, "Oh, LeBron is right. You guys are wrong." But if you actually watch the game, Cam Reddish had missed like 4 threes in a row before he finally knocked that shot down. And not to mention, it wasn't the same example because it wasn't with the game on the line that he gave him that three. That three was meant to build on the lead that they
Mm-hmm.
already had. Situation is completely different. As I said, when it comes to final seconds on the clock, game time, game decisions on the line, you want your star to be a star. I don't want you making the right basketball play. I want you to do what the people came to see. Be provocative. It gets the people going. That's all I'm saying.
The people go.
But yeah, I just I don't get that from LeBron. And that's why I got him as number 3, because we'll never see another LeBron James. But that's the reason he's 4-6 in the finals right now.
So check this out.
Not a killer.
Check this out though.
Yeah.
I got a killer for you.
Yeah.
Maybe in the streets and maybe on the court. Well,
Yeah.
definitely on the court. Maybe in the streets though. I don't know. He gives me weird vibes. I've seen his brothers, some killers. Miami did not want no smoke with this man. How close is Jokic from potentially cracking a top 10 if he continues what he's doing right now?
Well, he got to win more championships. He has the one. Um, and he already has the 2 MVP. So he's definitely put himself in top 20 already.
Mm-hmm.
Like if he retires today, Jokic goes down to one of the top 20 greatest players to ever play the game. Like what he's doing is simply amazing. But if Jokic wins 2 more championships and 1 more MVP, yeah, you have to look at Jokic as one of those great centers. Somebody like Shaq, somebody like Kareem, somebody like Wilt. You know what I mean?
And
Somebody.
who would you take off top 10 if you
Uh,
3 MVPs or an MVP later and 2 more championships later? He ends up with 3 MVPs, 3 championships. The only center since Magic Johnson, technically, to facilitate the floor the way he does. We've only seen Magic do that, obviously, in the playoffs, but Jokic does it every single night, averaging it.
you probably take off Larry Bird.
It's white on white crime, but I rock with it. I'm with
Or you remove it. To me, Bill Russell's always gonna have like a permanent 10 spot.
Right.
To me, just because of like the reason I put Bill Russell at 10, because I don't see how people could justify putting him higher than that.
Right.
Like I mentioned, he had 8 Hall of Famers on his team, and the talent wasn't as great as it is or how it has gotten in recent years.
Right.
But Bill Russell had to go not only against, prejudice on the court, but prejudice off the court, living in Boston. And, he couldn't even go to the same diners as his teammates. And, without Coach Red Auerbach, you know what I'm saying? He wouldn't have been able to really be with his teammates on the court.
Right.
Probably would have separated them in locker rooms, you know what I'm saying? So, and then not only to then go through that, but then to become a coach of that team while you're still playing and win as a player and a coach was amazing. So I feel like Bill Russell will always have that permanent 10 position. And, if Jokic becomes who I think he's going to become, you probably have to take him and Larry Bird and Tim Duncan probably.
I would say my guy I would have to take off is Tim Duncan. in favor of it. If we're talking multiple more championships, if we're talking another MVP, a
Yeah,
back-to-back MVP as well,
yeah,
arguably one of the guys we talked about earlier, Larry Bird was the only guy to win 3 in a row.
yeah,
Jokic almost did it, and a lot of people still feel like he did. Yeah, whatever. We're not gonna do
yeah.
that debate all day with him and Embiid. Embiid earned one. I will give him that. I'm not going to sit here and act like Embiid didn't have a phenomenal season. The only thing he didn't have a great one was Game 7 against Boston. But man, let's move on to some of our favorite topics. Our last 2 topics of the night, Rob.
Yeah,
Let's get into it, man. Let's get sturdy, baby. Talking women's hoops. First,
yeah.
I want to give a congratulations and a shout out to the woman who won 11 prestigious awards in her freshman year. National Player of the Year, tore her ACL last season in August, came back. She's back in blood. She's ready to get back after it. Paige Beckers is back. I'm excited about this, man. I mean, this is one of those names that is keeping UConn basketball afloat, Rob. If
Yeah.
you've watched her game, Caitlin Clark 2.0, I mean, those two were the faces of who were going to be drafted. And obviously, Angel Reese has climbed into that name as well, Haley as well, and so many others. But what she is able to do right now, on top of looking at Dawn Staley and company,
Yeah.
on top of looking at UConn, you're looking at LSU and Iowa. Man, I'm looking at a Final Four, Rob, that had, and mind you, there's always a wild card, baby. That's what's beautiful about college hoops. There's
Yeah.
always a wild card. The Final Four looks amazing this year. I mean, from me personally, man, I saw Angel Reese get her get back, and I'm gonna let you touch more on that because I know you love that game. Caitlin Clark with 44,
44,
44 had a.
44.
I mean, come on. She said, Rizzo, hold my beer. Here's enough for 44. 4 for 4, baby. But
No
looking at
winning.
it, man, Paige has entered the building.
Yeah.
This is one of those conversations that if you know hoops, you know hoops.
Mm-hmm.
No one talked about Paige all summer long. It was LSU. It was Caitlin Clark. Paige coming back with the chip on her shoulder. 11 awards, Rob. The Wooden Award, Player of the Year, AP Player of the Year, all of them. She is coming back, and I'm excited about it, man. So take me through how you feel about it all, how you feel about Angel Reese, LSU, and just everything else going on in women's hoops and college basketball.
I think right now women's college basketball is in great hands. It was great to see LSU bounce back. I think they played Queens. Um, uh, you got to really see not just Angel Reese, but you got to see that whole squad finally starting to get rid of
Oh,
Flau'jae.
Queen is dead, Rob. They killed him.
Flau'jae got down on him. Angel Reese had the big double, 14 rebounds, 5 offensive rebounds, man. 28 points, was going crazy. I like that young lady they have, Haley Van Leith.
She's a
She
dog.
didn't,
National
she
champion
didn't,
or Team USA champion.
yeah, she didn't have a real big game, but you could just tell her presence on the court, it means something. And the way that she's able to keep the ball moving around, I think that young lady has some game to her. And in the court,
She's a Luka Doncic, Rob, to put that.
yeah, she a dog. You can tell she's tough. Like she's not just gonna take no mess from people. And I like the way she plays. I told you, Coach Kim Mulkey was gonna get them young women right back in back.
Oh, we knew. It was just a matter of when. You know what I mean?
But as you mentioned, man, to see what Caitlin Clark is doing, I've never seen a woman like her before, like score in this capacity. Like she's dangerous. Like almost kind of like Steph Curry in a way. Like when she crosses half court, she's a threat. And she's not just shooting regular threes, ladies and gentlemen.
Logo.
This woman is shooting from the logo. This woman is a beast. Hey, shout out to my boy Ken. Hey, for sure, we know. I know you know. I know you know. We gonna have to talk. Got to tell him to come on Welcome to Mars, man. We got to get it cracking. Hey, if you got the plug, don't hold the plug. Share the plug, cause we going places. In the words of hey, I know you know. Hey, in the words of Deion Sanders, man, what I've always been telling people, you better give me that.
Yes, sir.
You
And I
better
do
give me
want to
that.
point out, I've heard from our guy Tim. Tim definitely said he was interested in coming on the show at some point. We know he's busy right now, Simeon, doing his thing, helping the youth, doing what we're doing. It's going to be a lot of fun to see what this season they're going to have. And hopefully sometime this winter, me and Rob are going to be able to sit down with him. But if you know Pooh, hey,
give us put us on, my boy.
Give him a call. See what's happening. You know, it's man, listen, the only reason I am still here on this earth today is because of a young Derrick Rose who gave every kid in Chicago the blueprint. I'm always hype him up because people don't realize, Rob. People talk about it. Oh, yeah, youngest MVP. I give no fuck about the MVP. What I care about, kid who made it back to the city, gave back to the city. People don't even know how many buildings he owns in Chicago. If you've ever read his book, I mean, it's a phenomenal book. It's a great read. I meant to send it to you too. I've still got to send it to you.
Yeah.
I
got Kobe's book, so I'm into the definitely reading the.
Do a little sloppy swap when you finish.
Hey, we can do it. We can do it, man. But, you're my brother, man. Was mine is yours. Was yours is mine.
But what I was saying was, he owns these buildings and he's giving back to the community, and he has all these ideas of how he's going to buy buildings and help people in the city. I mean, that's just I had to do a little plug right there because that man doing so much more than basketball.
We appreciate that, brother. We truly do, man.
And bro, that's love, man. Because man, for real, what I love about this, bro, is it's our people. Yeah. It's our friends, it's our family who taps in every single weekend. We're gonna grow a little fan base. It's gonna be a little some flat.
Just a little some.
Man, I mean, it's off the jump, like off the rip. This is you guys supporting us. So if you haven't already, because it is very important to us, definitely check us out on Spotify. Definitely check us out on YouTube because we only got 6 followers on our YouTube right now, Rob. That's crazy.
I mean, it's gonna happen. I think YouTube is so oversaturated now.
Oh man,
like everybody's just attacking the social media.
If I'm not falling over and busting my shit, we not going viral. That's just what it is.
I almost said I need to holler at one of these OnlyFans chicks and make them one of our hosts. And then
have a little Joy Taylor in the cut.
Yeah, just have her jump up and down. We'll get 10 million views.
Get 30.
Easily,
Hey. Again, you can check out Facebook too on Welcome.
Yeah, like our Facebook page for sure.
Gotta like it. We're at 169 followers. But
we getting there, and we gonna have a TikTok soon. So
and we got a TikTok.
Hey, look, welcome to Mars, man. If you're trying to leave Earth for a little while. Enjoy your drink and your smoke while you listen to some good sports talk. Hey. This is what we here for. We here for y'all, and y'all come
on the rocket ship, baby, because this is the future, baby. You know the word. Stick you with it.
Hey, Hendrix. Hey, but now back on point though with women's basketball right now, man. Mm-hmm. I think women's basketball is in a great hand. Everybody wants to see what Iowa's gonna do. Everybody wants to see what LSU is gonna do, as you mentioned. Paige coming back for UConn, and then also South Carolina. We all know what Coach Don Staley is going to do and what she's capable of. She got some dogs over there.
Killers. First round picks. I mean, and you know what's crazy, Rob? I'm going to say something, and I don't mean this. I want this to come out in the most respectful way possible.
Yeah.
Because she is recruiting amazing talent.
Yeah.
Amazing talent is cool. But she is developing.
That's what it's about, development.
I mean, she is absolutely what she does. I don't think it's talked about enough. It's absolutely crazy. It's crazy to me, man.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal, and I love every single minute of it because Dawn Staley. I would take Dawn Staley as the head coach of the Chicago Bulls today.
Right now,
Billy. I will drive you to South Carolina, do a little swoop. I don't care. Billy D, get the fuck out of Dodge. Dawn is coming in the cut.
For a fact, Jack.
But man, let's check it. We got our last topic of the night. We got to talk about the NBA. Because the other night, I was dying. I'm sorry. If you're tuned into the show, our shortest show yet, 40 minutes. Rob called me after. He said, hey, man, I'm just proud of you, brother. You a warrior. 40 minutes isn't bad. Man, fuck that shit, man. Let's talk some ball. Let's talk some balls, baby. Because I got a question. And I'm waiting all day. Rob's an asshole. Rob won't tell me his answer.
No.
He said they got to wait for the show.
You got to wait for the show.
So I got something for you. Rob, you ready for this?
Let's talk.
For all our listeners, man, here's what I called Rob. We posing the question. We're looking at the NBA standings today. The Philadelphia 76ers, without James Harden, are 7-1. Number 1, 5-0. 5-0, ladies and gentlemen. My little British accent.
Ladies and gents.
At home, which is absolutely crazy. 2-1 away, 7-1 overall. They are on a 7-game win streak. They lost.
Yeah.
Crazy, crazy. The Celtics are 6-2. Absolutely crazy. 3-0 at home, 3-2 away. Interesting. The Pacers are 6-3. Shout out to them. The Atlanta Hawks 5-3. Shout out to them. The Milwaukee Bucks are 5-3. Shout out to them. The Heat, the Knicks, the Magic, the Raptors, and the Nets are 6-10. And then the Hornets, the Cavs, and the Chicago Bulls, and blah 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 blah.
I'm shocked at the Cavs for real.
Very disappointed in the Cavs. Shout out to the Orlando Magic because they make Rob Scott look good every single day.
I told you, boy, don't sleep on the Magic. I keep telling you.
The Wagner brothers.
My boy Boncaro, the truth. Hey, look at my boy Ken. Hey, tell him, bro. I know this. You come to me for my knowledge. I know these things.
But here's my question for the wise man of Rob Scott. Show him the background, Rob, of what? Of Rob's 2 cents, baby.
Oh, yes, sir.
But man, check it out. Check out Rob's 2 cents on Facebook and YouTube. Shameless plug. Mike on the Mike podcast. Shameless plug.
Hey, check us out because we never stop.
Hey, the Shy Kid on Instagram and TikTok. But whatever. But with that being said, man, I got a question because we talked about this all off season. You know, I still got the shoes right here. I said the second if they win a championship, I'm gonna show the shoes on the live. You know, I got the signed Damian Lillard's right here. Got them for you. If you want them, hit me up in the DM. Hey, the price is rising, baby. But it's not going too high, Rob, because the question of the night is: did Milwaukee potentially create a problem by trading for Damian Lillard? In a sense, they allowed True Holiday to get on the open market. Obviously, they didn't send him to Boston, but they knew by sending him to Portland he would go elsewhere. They already had Porzingis, they already had JT, Derek White, and JB. You bring in True Holiday. The Celtics look like a juggernaut, and the Milwaukee Bucks very early on are having issues finding their footing and who they want to be as an identity. I said it the second it happened. You and I were on a live together when it went down. I said True Holiday is the X factor of the Milwaukee Bucks and will get Giannis a championship, and that is exactly what happened. And his presence has been missed. Do you think acquiring Dame and losing True is going to be the Achilles heel because of the simple fact that Boston got better overall than I think Milwaukee did? How do you
not even just Boston. I mean,
everybody got better.
Who saw this coming? The development of Tyrese Maxey, a guy who was averaging just 20 points a year ago and now is almost at 26 points. I know it's only 8 games in the season, but the man just came out firing. So who saw that coming? And my boy Ken definitely agrees with you that they lost a huge piece defensively. I will say this, and I told you to wait on to the show.
I gotta hear it.
I blame partially Milwaukee losing Drew, you know what I'm saying, to the Celtics, and why the Bucks have kind of been on the decline. But I also partly blame Giannis because Giannis has not added anything to his game. He has no bag. As great as Giannis is, Giannis is probably one of the greatest players I've seen with the least tricks in his bag.
Man.
And that's saying something.
Would you all right, Giannis or Jokic?
Jokic. No, Jokic got way more tricks than Giannis. Because Jokic can actually bang in the post. Jokic can bring you out to the paint. Jokic controls the ball from the top of the key. Jokic can get 10 dimes and just stand at the 3-point line.
Okay.
Because he knows how to navigate his team. Like, he knows how to demand. He knows court presence. He knows where everybody's supposed to be at every time. You notice why it's kind of been looking funky with Giannis and Dame? And that's because if Dame is not hitting threes and they build this wall up against Giannis, Giannis can't do much. He doesn't have a 17-foot in his bag. And he pulls out the fadeaway every once in a while, but it's not something we've seen consistently. I blame Giannis for not adding to his bag because even if Drew was going to still be there in Milwaukee, their defense will be a whole lot better. See, what happens when you lose defense, you bring in somebody like Dame to say, okay, Dame means this much more offensively than what Drew means defensively.
Right.
And Dame does. But when you don't have that mesh where these guys can score that many buckets, it starts to look bad. It
Right.
starts to look bad because if you can't score and you can't stop people, that's a problem.
So here's the question, right?
Yeah.
Let's say Milwaukee figures it out.
Mhm.
Say Boston stays healthy and they continue doing what they're doing. Tick for tack 7-game series. Does True put them over the edge still, even with Damian Lillard in Milwaukee? Do you
I
think
think
that is
Drew
going to
puts
be
Boston over the edge.
right? It
I
has to
think
be.
Drew puts Boston over the edge. And not to mention, if Porzingis is healthy
Yep.
around that time, and Derek White, who to me,
Okay.
when Boston went on that little losing streak, it kind of showed that Derek White might be the X factor for this team
Mm-hmm.
because Derek White also is a two-way player that can, get things done defensively. And a lot of people, which I'm starting to learn now, he has underrated point guard skills. He
Yep.
can facilitate the ball very well and get guys in position. I think that was one of the things that Boston has been missing. And Derek White is now able to shine without Marcus Smart there and having to give him his touches because Drew Holiday is not a high maintenance type of player. He doesn't need the ball. Drew Holiday just wants to win. And I think Drew Holiday, with that, the way he plays on both sides of the ball, he makes Boston very, very scary, especially on the perimeter.
Now we got a few more topics. NBA. I'm excited about this one because it involves our Chicago Bulls.
I agree, my boy.
I'm excited about this one, Rob, because I think you're gonna have a lot of things to say about it. And we all know I need Rob's 2 cents in my life. But man, I'm doing some thinking. I'm sitting here. I'm thinking about Mark Eversley, the general manager of the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about Arturis, the president of operations. They've been here since 2020, having a number 4 overall pick, bringing in Vooch at the All-Star deadline, at the trade deadline during the All-Star break. Vooch was obviously an All-Star that year. You're doing a lot, but you're giving me a little. This is now 3 years later, Rob. Obviously, the Lonzo Ball thing, you can say whatever you want about it.
It was a failed experiment.
It was. But here's my question for you. The biggest failure of the Chicago Bulls tenured under Arturis and Mark, I want to pose this to you. Billy Donovan, the last week, has Patrick Williams coming off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Williams is flourishing. 10 points isn't flourishing, but when you started the year with 3 0-point games, it's fucking flourishing. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But with that being said, man, Patrick Williams went on record and saying it's super easy to play with the second unit. Yeah. It feels great to be a part of this second unit. And he's saying how much easier it is practically, that it's better. And I understand that to a T because you have so many scorers like DeMar and Zach with the first unit. But here's what I want to pitch to you. Do you have to look at the Bulls from what they've been able to do? Because bringing in DeMar, bringing in Caruso, bringing in Lonzo, Vooch, Drummond, Torrey Craig, great moves. You cannot draft to save your life. You took a player who in his freshman year, Rob, his freshman year, did not start a single game, Rob. Counted 0. In 29 games, he came off the bench in all of them.
Yeah.
You drafted him number 4 overall. There's Halliburton. There's Maxey. There's James Wiseman. There's LaMelo Ball. There's Anthony Edwards in this draft. Obviously, you couldn't acquire all of them, but there were a lot of those guys like Halliburton and Maxey that were still available. Obi Toppin, Denny Avdija. And you go after the guy, number 4 overall, who didn't start a single game in college at a non-prestigious basketball school. Then on top of that, you have drafted Marko Simonovic, who is no longer on this team. Mm-hmm. Dalen Terry, who is just a social media meme, and I haven't seen play a real lick of basketball, just got brought back from the G League. And Ayo Dosunmu, who I got some love for because I got to see Ayo Dosunmu play in my life growing up. I've seen my homies play up against him. I've never got to play against him myself.
He's from Morgan Park, right?
Yeah. I watched that man put people on posters for a living at local rec centers. But with that being said, Rob, the biggest failure to me for this Chicago Bulls front office in this tenured has to be the drafting and capabilities. They have not been able to draft at all. How do you feel about that? What do you think the biggest question mark is about this front office? Because I've seen them spend the money. I've seen the supermax. I've seen them pay Debo, pay Lonzo, pay Vooch. But what do you think is their biggest flaw as a unit?
Right now, it sucks when you think about like we could have had like Tyrese Halliburton,
Tyrese
that we,
Maxey, you just talked about him too.
Tyrese Maxey, a guy who's every year he's gotten better, and now with James Harden, gone, and he's kind of have open range to be himself. This guy's been playing out of his mind. To think we could have had all of that over Patrick Williams, like what did you think he was gonna say? This is a guy who's played on the bench his whole collegiate career, and then he gets to the NBA, and you think that he doesn't feel more comfortable on the bench. Like
Right.
you should have saw that coming.
Now, good luck going up against Giannis every
Yeah,
night.
that's what I'm saying. You
LeBron.
don't waste your fourth pick in the draft on a bench player, which is one of the things I said when I did my research on Patrick. I didn't even know who the guy was.
Right.
That should tell you something.
Right. And that was
Um,
Rob. Do you remember? Not real quick. I
yeah,
remember me and you probably at that time. I don't know if you felt the same way I did.
yeah.
Obi Toppin was the guy for me. I'm not gonna lie. Tyrese Maxey,
I
Tyrese
like Obi
Halliburton.
Toppin and what he's doing with. I mean, Indiana right now
Yeah,
sucks.
but those other two that we named the Tyreses, they were not on anybody's radar. Let's be
No,
real. We're
I
not gonna
mean,
sit up
like
here and
that's
act like
why
they
I'm
were.
saying like these guys. A lot of guys don't like Mahomes wasn't Mahomes
Right.
until he got to the NFL.
But Obi Toppin and Denny Avdija were on everybody's radar. I mean, I know
Yeah.
Denny hasn't panned out in Washington, but he had more accolades than Pat did the
Yeah,
night
and
before the
Denny
draft.
ain't Denny the guy that got mad and frustrated with Jordan
Pissed,
Poole.
pissed, pissed, bro. He don't, he foreign, bro. He ain't playing that. But the punch 2.0 coming. But the night before that we hear that Patrick Williams might be the sneaky pick for the Bulls, I'm just like you on.
Yeah, I'm like, let me
Like,
find out
who the fuck?
who is this guy? Who is Patrick Williams?
Immediately, bro. Nah, that's bullshit.
And
That's
I was like, all these dudes in the draft, and so I'm like, this dude got to be special. I get to go watch highlights, and I'm like,
talking about
you
he
know,
helped his mama at the flower shop. Oh man, if you don't get the fuck on, bro.
listen, I think right now the Bulls' biggest problem is Coach Billy Donovan.
Really?
Billy doesn't strike me as like one of those coaches that you'll run through a wall for.
Hmm.
Like you mentioned the other night, like do you think the Spurs would be fighting in the locker room and Greg Popovich walks in there and they tell him to leave? Do
If
you
Greg
think
walked in the room, I'm sorry. And I'm sorry. It won't happen again.
uh, they're gonna tell that to Coach Tyrone Lue?
Yep. And you heard what to take it into a guy you love and hold dear to your heart. Deion Sanders said the other day, I let my kids fight in front of me. I want to know who won. I
And
want to
because
know
I
who
want to know who got that dog in them.
Mm-hmm. And
You,
Billy, hey guys, you need me to leave? Get the
yeah,
fuck out.
that's
Yeah, I do.
that's what I'm saying. Like like you got to get control of your team. That's one I want to touch on this subject maybe next week.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to give the Clippers one more week of games to see how they look. But I know
That's nice.
Coach Tyrone Lue is he's gonna make that decision. He's gonna make James Harden come out the bench. I feel it coming, and you're gonna be like Rob said that's what he was gonna do because that's what great coaches do. They evaluate and then they start to make decisions based off what their roster needs. And the reason I say Coach Billy Donovan because he can't control who they draft. But it shouldn't have took you a year and some change to realize Patrick Williams should be coming off the bench.
Right.
It shouldn't have took you
You,
that long. How many times, Mike, have you said, why is Drummond not getting ticked? How many times have you said, why is so and so not getting ticked?
yep, Torrey
Why is this
Craig.
guy not getting ticked? Why? What is it about Pat? What does he got on guys that
Well,
they
here's
like
my thing,
giving him
right?
that
Here's
time?
here's what I'm gonna ask you.
Yeah,
Is him putting Patrick in that spot only because he was drafted number 4 overall and the front office is forcing him to?
I can't say that because you still the front office they're gonna listen to the coach and the scouts because you're dealing with these guys every day. You see their production every day, whether it's in practice, whether it's on games.
Mm.
Sometimes you just gotta put your pride to the side. And I'm like if Greg Popovich, he goes to the president of basketball operations and says, hey, or Coach Tyrone Lue, and said, "Hey, I know James Harden is making this amount of money. I gave him a chance. This is not going to work with him being in this starting lineup. You
Yup.
don't think they're going to listen?
Yup. I agree. I
That's
agree.
all I'm saying. So,
100%.
hey, until the Bulls get rid of this guy, and unfortunately they're gonna have to blow this thing up and rebuild, man. But I'm excited for the Bulls' future.
Yup.
I
100%.
know that this is a market that we can capitalize on. People want to come to Chicago. People, it's definitely not one of the worst places to live in the world.
And
So
and that for me was everything, Rob, because I did question that.
yeah,
I did under Gar Forman and John Paxson, under Garpax, we did not see legitimate. We did not see LeBron, D Wade, Bosh, or Melo, or
I mean,
any of
we
those.
could have had Kobe.
But even Kobe, a lot of those guys have been vocal about. LeBron said it. Kobe said, not Kobe, but D Wade said it. Listen, we just didn't think the front office was ready to win with Gar
Hmm.
Forman and John Paxson. The second they left, DeMar DeRozan, Lonzo Ball, Nikola Vucevic, Alex Caruso. Hey man, whoa! People are whoa! It's got hot at the club. It got hot at the
Mm.
crib. Out of nowhere, bro. We got some tick, and that was really what it was, man. It's like when you get a phone call from your boy. Hey man, come slide through. All right, man. Who gonna be there? Just me, Sean, John. Is he in that motherfucker? But that's really what it is. You know what I mean? That's really what it is at the end of the day. You ain't gonna go there if you know someone you know Rockwood's gonna be there and someone who's important to that organization. But you talk about rebuilds. I got two more topics for us, Rob. Then we're out of here. I
We
promise.
got two more.
They're all NBA though. Real quick. Hey, rebuilds.
Hmm.
Rob, take me through how you feel about this right here. Zion Williamson obviously signs an extension with the New Orleans Pelicans. CJ McCollum is injured. Brandon Ingram has not turned into, I think, who a lot of people expected him to be. Valanciunas is just Do you think in the near future you're going to see a guy like Zion on the move?
Yeah. He's not gonna want to stay there with that. I'll tell you right now, Zion is he's big time, and if he's able to get through this season healthy, because right now I think Zion only missed games due to the birth of his child, or his child is getting ready to be born. So he's actually probably been the most healthy Pelican on the court this year thus far.
Mm-hmm.
CJ just missed a game. Brandon Ingram has missed 2 games.
CJ just punctured his lung or something, did he?
Yeah. So if like Zion is able to show that he can withstand an NBA season and the wears and tears and at least play 60 something games, I think his stock raises through the roof. And then you're gonna have teams like New York, teams like maybe LA, both LA teams. He's gonna be in the names of some of the most of the major markets out here trying to get him. And I don't know if New Orleans will be able to persuade him to stay there with the Pelicans. But I'll tell you right now though, I like the Pelicans rebuild, and I think if CJ and Bi and Zion able to get it together. Remember, they haven't played with Jose Alvarez as of yet.
Mm-hmm.
They got some good young talent over there, man. I'm
They got some
telling you,
young dogs.
New Orleans might be one of the scarier teams in the NBA this year if they can stay. And that's just a caveat for most teams, right? It's health because it's a lot of fragile, injury-prone guys on teams. You look at AD, you look at now the Pelicans, and you don't know who's going to be hurt on this team. It's a lot of fragile.
Mm-hmm.
Miami's always going through injuries.
Man, give me that
Tyler
line, Rob.
Tyler
Give me that
Tyler
line.
Tyler Hero is out now, so it's like after he was having an incredible early season.
Man, you know why I love working with the greatest, Rob Scott, Kobe and Shaq duo, man. And it's
Hey, that's
interchangeable.
what we
Sometimes
do.
he's Kobe, sometimes I'm Shaq,
Yes,
sometimes he's
Lord.
Shaq, sometimes I'm Kobe. But right now, man, he's Kobe. He just threw me the lob. I'm a dunk it. He's talking about guys who have had some of the more impressive seasons. 8-1 are the Denver Nuggets.
Yes, Lord.
Number 1 in the Western Conference. Shout out to Jokic for selling me on my parlay I made that night when we were on the show last week. But Rob, I got something for you right now.
Uh-huh.
Because I had our brothers at the ASAP Network talking down on my name when I said this was going to be one of the biggest moves of the trade deadline last year.
Yeah.
Number 2 in the Western Conference right now, the 7-2 Dallas Mavericks. Rob Scott, Kyrie
Woo!
Irving has completely rebranded himself. There have been zero issues thus far. He has extended his deal with Mark Cuban and the Dallas Mavericks. He is here long term. He is ready to win. Now they have lost Christian Wood. They have brought in Grant Williams, who I watched get his face slammed in by Giannis last year, or it was Joel Embiid. I forgot who it was, but that shit sucked. But they're adding some decent pieces, man. Seth Curry is still a part of this organization. You're seeing guys right now. I think Seth Curry is still a part of that, or maybe he's
Yeah,
not.
Seth is there.
I had to make sure. I didn't know if he was in Brooklyn or not.
Seth is there with
I had to
Dallas.
make sure. I had to make sure.
Yeah,
Steph is not like Steph. Steph is on the move every year. I will tell you that, ladies and gentlemen. But man, Rob, I want to hear it from you because a man who was very critical on Kyrie Irving, rightfully so,
yeah,
had his issues here and there. Boston,
yeah,
Cleveland, Brooklyn, everywhere else,
yeah.
social media, everywhere. Talk to me about what's been able to work for them, in your opinion, and longevity. What you think the end goal could potentially be this season with Luka Doncic having an MVP season and Kyrie Irving having all the experience in the world, a guy who just a few years ago was one of the faces of basketball.
Yeah, for sure. I'll say first of all with Kyrie, I just want to commend him the same way I gave him shit about what he was doing. I want to commend him for not being distracted. I think that's what people didn't understand what analysts and the guys like us were trying to say. It wasn't the fact that that Kyrie believed in what he believed in or didn't want to take the vaccine or what. What I'm saying is, don't be a distraction. If you're
Mm,
gonna if not take the vaccine, just disappear until things die down. Don't
right.
try to start the revolutionary because you want things to go your way because now you become a distraction. You coming into stadiums with sage and things like that. So you were being a distraction, and I stand on what I said. At that time, you
Mm-hmm.
wasn't standing on business. Now you're standing on business. You probably have all type of beliefs of what you believe in. But what you're saying is, I'll tell y'all that on my time. Right now, I'm on Dallas time, and what I'm concerned about is me and Luca meshing and becoming the greatest that we can be. And that's exactly what they're doing right now. You can tell he's not playing with an ego. I think he's learned this lesson for playing with LeBron. He's not playing with an ego with Luke. I think he understands, Luca, this is your team. When it's fourth quarter time, it's third quarter time, when it's money time, you're gonna most more than likely have the ball in your hand. But
Mm-hmm.
Luca is like, but I understand who you are. And if I see you open, I'm gonna find you, I'm gonna look for you. I think Dallas has a great young squad. Still got Tim Hardaway Jr. They got that Josh kid. I forgot
Yep.
his name.
Grant.
Yeah, he's a dog. You got Derek Lively, the young up and coming center with all this energy and out there blocking shots. Still got the White Powell, Maxi Kleber, Seth Curry. You still got veterans on this team to go along with a host of new guys. And then now you got Luca, who I think right now is also playing MVP basketball. And we saw the ass whooping he just gave to the Clippers. I think Dallas right now looking for real. They they got some nice assets on this team, and not to mention Mark Cuban is one of the greatest owners
Mm-hmm.
in professional sports, not just the NBA, in professional sports. And you can tell that he treats his guys well. Him and Kyrie gets along very good. You know how him and Luca gets along. I just think that this team is primed and ready to make a run, man. And I'm excited for this Dallas Mavericks team.
And I think, on top of that, too, I know I mentioned him a little bit earlier, but the X factor to me, somebody who's having a career year right now, shooting 52.8% from the field and a career high 12 and a half points per game in
Yeah,
29 minutes is
yeah,
Grant Williams. I mean, a
yeah,
guy who was just a role player with the Boston Celtics is kind of, I know 12 points isn't all that, but it is going to come down to it at the end of the day.
yeah.
One
Oh,
short
Josh Green, that's that kid
Josh
name.
Green is a bucket, an
He's a
absolute bucket.
he's a dog.
But Rob, so our last little hurrah on Dallas before we head out of here.
Yeah,
All of this is fine and good,
yeah,
but when it comes to showtime, playoffs, the lights are the brightest.
yeah.
Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, Grant Williams, Powell, and company. What are the realistic chances of a possible Western Conference Finals, a potential Finals appearance? Like, what needs to happen in order for this team to go from here to there?
I think they can make the finals. I mean, they were in the Western Conference Finals before. Remember that year that Golden
Against
State won and
yeah,
Golden State beat them in the. Remember, I was one of the only people to say I got the Mavericks beating the Clippers, and everybody was like, I don't see that happening, and they spanked the Clippers.
we'll say though, Kawhi goes down.
Hey, you play with who's out there,
I got best
and
ability,
nobody and no-
ability. I won't play that game.
and nobody could stop Luka, whether Kawhi was there or not.
Right.
Nobody could stop Luka,
It wasn't
that's
gonna be
my thing.
PG.
I've seen these guys. That was what was disappointing about last year is the fact that you guys come off making the Western Conference Finals and then you don't even make the playoffs.
Right.
But they were going through some things. Kyrie had got there, I believe, like on second half of the season, and then almost tail end of the season.
Right.
And they had to make some adjustments and make some things happen. And I think this year you can tell that these guys have been in the gym together. They learned each other's tendencies. And what's been surprising is you say what you want about Luka's defense. He ain't you ain't just going,
No,
you ain't just walking past Luka.
no. But I will say, first half of the game, Luka kind of just hanging out.
Yeah, he preserving his energy for when it's time to put foots in there.
Oh man, but man, today was a good day. I feel like we had a good productive show today. It was a lot longer than 40 minutes. God damn it!
Hey, I think I had a good productive day today. Anyway, I got up. Me and the wife made a promise to each other. Haven't been able to do it for the past other couple of weekends, being down and out with shit. But got some good cleaning done today. Walking the house, it smells all lemony and stuff. When you got a clean area, you feel good. So I feel good today, and man, what a great show. I mean, great comments, great engagement. I'm just proud to be doing this show with you, brother. I told you we got magic in a bottle, baby, and y'all about to see us take off.
Man, if you weren't with us before, don't fuck with us after. That's all
That's
I'm
all.
saying.
That's all I'm saying.
That's
Don't
all
don't
I'm saying. I
don't
stand on
call
business.
Rob. All I was asking for was a damn like. You couldn't even give me that.
You're
You
crazy,
better
bro.
get
Couldn't
away
even
from me,
follow the YouTube
boy.
channel. But man, bro, it was an absolute blessing. I hope y'all have an amazing. We both hope y'all have an amazing
For
weekend.
sure, for
Stay
sure.
safe, stay beautiful, stay lovely. Make sure you follow and Welcome to Mars on YouTube, Facebook, and on Spotify because we don't mess with Apple. No, I'm playing. It's on Apple Podcasts too. You can check it out over there. Google Podcasts, Anchor, whatever you want to check it out on. We are in there like swimwear, baby. You heard? So we are going to be back next Wednesday talking more NBA, strictly more NBA. Today was more of a lean back day. Not a lot really went on in the NBA this week.
Well, you know what? I want to give a shout out to the in-season tournament.
Please do.
The in-season tournament. I was a little skeptical about the tournament, honestly.
Mm.
And these guys have been playing their asses off. We've been watching some playoff-like games coming down to the wire. Guys taking things seriously. I'm excited to see how this tournament plays out because I believe for a lot of these teams that don't have a fighting chance in the playoffs, to them this is their finals. Like I mean, and we're starting to see these young teams start to come up. Teams like Orlando, teams like Indiana, teams
Houston.
that you didn't. Houston had a huge win, and those guys are playing, and I'm starting to see Anthony Edwards come out of his shell more and more. I'm excited to see what
Yeah.
this kid can do. So we're already in a very early season, and it's only gonna do nothing but get better. And as the season get better, we get better, y'all. You know what I'm saying? They say if you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, you play good. And when you play good, they play good. You heard me?
Got robbed.
That's a Coach Prime
You
special.
gonna have to run this episode back and write down every bar you had. I mean, come on, talk to him, man.
Hey, I ain't doing nothing but spitting Mars bars. So we want y'all to come back and visit often because sometimes you got to leave Earth. No, you always got a spot with us here on Mars, baby.
Man, it's always out of this world every single time we on the mic. It's been a blessing, man. We appreciate everybody who tuned in today. Make sure you share this out, hit that like button, and make sure, by the way, we got a video coming up on the Facebook. I got to know who won the Mars draft. Year one. We're going to do this once a year. Year one. We got Mike and Rob. We got two great teams. We're going to have that video coming up immediately after this, so definitely stay tuned for it. Appreciate you guys for listening. We'll check you guys out next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Peace.